So first thing first, Vic, be careful how much time you're spending out in the open. So you probably didn't feel like you were in the open that much, right? Uh, but part of the issue is like you keep trying to like fly to Fush as soon as like your Guardian Angel cooldown's ready, but you're oftentimes you're very close to Fush already, so it's actually kind of difficult for you to like do any kind of meaningful slingshotting to like get verticality, right? So what you kind of want to do is you want to actually sink below him a bit, right? Create a bit more distance and then fly up, and that way you can like be up in the skybox where you can't be shot by anything, right? And then also like if you do end up on the ground, right? If you do end up on the ground, make sure you just stay here, right? You stay behind cover, right? Or maybe even back into the pagoda, right? Or hut, whatever you want to call it. But don't just like fly at Foosh just because like you have beam attached to him, right? Like this is a pretty bad fly because like if the McCree's looking at you, and he is, right? He might potentially just kill you, right? Like there's a distinct possibility of getting 2 to 3 tapped here, right? So right, so he's looking at Foosh, not you, so that's good. But like if you just here, right? There's no difference between what you in terms of like your beam, right? And then you just fly over to him and you do the same thing without actually exposing yourself the whole time, right? Right, you do this fly anyways, but you didn't spend some time in the open for it, right? Yeah, you don't actually want to be again. You don't actually want to be on top of the person you're beaming, right? You want to have like a good bit of separation. The most important thing though is okay. Hang on. Wait, whoops. You just don't want to be like, um, you don't want to get separated by walls, right? But as a general rule, you don't want to spend too much time like directly next to the person you're pocketing, because like as Zarya like right click is aimed at this Echo, she'll hit both of you as opposed to just Echo, right? You just want to have like separation between you and the person you're pocketing. Right, so again, you're flying consistently from too close, and it's like messing you up, right? So imagine if like a tracer came out right now, and you mess up this fly, your fly's on cooldown for 1 second, right? And you're stuck here, and you just have nowhere to go, right? So again, like, make sure your flies are like going somewhere, and that they have like real distance on them, um, so that way you don't end up in these situations where your fly literally like doesn't do anything, or in some cases sends you backwards, right, and gets you killed. Because there's a very reasonable chance that if a tracer shows up, she can kill you here on your fly out, right? Because that's a very predictable path, and she gets like a free clip on you, free half clip on you before you start flying. So this fly, like for example, you don't need to go this high, right? You can like go about this high, right? And then your beam will stay attached pretty much no matter where Foosh goes, and you're barely peeking the top of your head over the wall, right? And it's just way safer, right? Than this, right? This is way like if this guy had high noon right now and popped right now, you could actually die, like very reasonably. Yeah, so like part of the problem is that you don't actually spend a lot of time looking at Foosh. So as a result, you just kind of press your Guardian Angel on cooldown. But like before you fly, just like check, right? Be like, do I need to fly right now? Am I in a good spot relative to Foosh right now, right? Obviously, like don't stare him down and don't look at what like the enemy team's doing, right? But like you're kind of doing the opposite, where you're spending all your time staring down the enemy team and you're not actually looking at Foosh most of the time, right? So you want to mix in like do both, right? Look at Foosh to see what he's doing, right? And to read his movement better, and to maintain your spacing better, right? But you also need to look at sorry, look at the enemy team so they don't die, right? But also look at Foosh, right? Don't do only one or the other. All right, that's not on you. Oh! All right, we're living. All right, Foosh should be back soon. Just keep an eye out for that. There's Foosh. Good Valve. I think I remember you going for the res from Gabe's review. You guys submitted, all three of you guys submitted the same code. This has just been kind of messy. We haven't really been doing much, to be honest, in this fight. But again, remember, you want to emphasize... I know you've been doing a lot of healing, but you want to emphasize supporting Fush. So that Fush can take more aggressive angles. But he's not right now, so you can do whatever you want. If you have time, you can tell him to take more aggressive angle, and you play with him, but... Uh-oh. I just hug behind the hut. Yeah, you're chilling. Oh, thanks for the host, Kevin. The big raid slash host. Wizard, what's the difference? I actually don't know the difference. Huge.
You should be at peak performance levels. Lifting off. Let me get you patched up.
Yeah, this map is like the same thing over and over again so far. So a lot of the stuff I have to talk about is like the same thing over and over again. You spend like a lot of time not looking at Fush, for example. This rest is fine. Wait, you just saw Fush over here. How about your boy? Oh, I see, I see. Raid happens when people end stream and send. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Remember, if you hear a tracer that's not your tracer, you better look for her, because chances are she's on your backline, right? You got a bit distracted looking at other things. Now, see, again, like, your flies are just consistently starting from too close to people, and it's messing up your slingshot every time, right?
This is not your time. Let me get you patched up. Reverting personality. Echo online. Your support has arrived.
Yeah, see, like, you're just spending time in the open. If this McCree had High Noon, you could actually, both of you would just die, right? So, like, as Echo, like, Echo can't really avoid that all the time. Like, if she, like is thinking about it, maybe she avoids it and doesn't die, right? But if you die, you can't make up, like, the Echo can't make up for your mistake, right? You can make up for the Echo's mistake, but not the other way around, right? So it's really important that, like, you don't overfly in these situations. And you just, like, again, you're aware of what the enemy team is doing. Can you coach my collegiate Sudoku team? I can help you with basic Sudoku, but I'm trash. Yeah, see, like, again, you're still in the open. You're not hiding behind cover, right? See how this keeps happening, right? If this McCree was, like, aiming for you, you could just die. Right, now this is good, because there's a lot of other stuff that McCree has to worry about, right?
I've got you. Where does it go?
You can see how you're walking out here instead of just holding this corner. Like, if you don't have someone that you're thinking about flying to, don't leave your cover. If you're in a strong position, hold your strong position. Right? And because you keep, like, walking forward with Fush, right, you make it difficult to actually, like, use Fush as a mobility tool, because you can't use Fush to slingshot if you're just walking into him all the time, right? Now, you're just consistently playing, like, a little too close, right? If you think about, like, when you were healing Jan before you Valked here, right, you don't actually need to be this close, right? You attach him to the beam, and you can probably attach him from about this far away, I imagine, right? And then you can take another couple steps back and still have the beam attached, right? And then maybe, like, do a micro GA, right? Or short hop, I don't know what you call it, short hop GA, whatever. Just get a bit closer, reattach the beam, right? And step back again, right? And this way you're always playing from distance as opposed to playing, like, you know, too close. Because if you get shattered along with Dan, right, that's on you. That's not on Dan. Alright, if you want to pull a pistol now, this is a good time to pull a pistol. Just run in with a pistol. Everyone's healthy, right? There isn't, like, great blue beam targets right now. and you could just like run in with your pistol and probably kill someone. All right.
Score 1-0.
I don't think you. Hang on. Let me verify this a minute. Yeah, okay. I don't think you played Mercy again, so I'll just recap your Mercy now. So the big things, maintain spacing. You really need to maintain distance between your teammates to actually use them as mobility tools, right? GA is like a really strong like positioning fixer, right? But if you're not far enough away to actually fly around, right, then it's difficult to actually use the full extent of it, right? Also, again, you need to like spend more time, like less time looking, like staring down the enemy team, and more time switching between. I guess we'll just call that foosh, that the enemy team. Like spend more time switching between the two, right? So you don't get stuck on one thing, and then forget to look at the other. I think those are the two major points that came up most consistently. Also, again, like it didn't come up very much, but like if you hear a tracer at all, right, just look to see if that's your tracer or not. If it's not your tracer, then she's presumably attacking your Zen. So you need to guard against that, especially when you're not playing Brig, right? When you're playing Mercy, you're kind of the only peel for your Zen, so it's really important that you're aware of it, right? What else? I think that's it. And let's look at your BAP now.
Hello. Greetings. Hello.
All right, come on. All right, there we go. That's a good shift. I might have waited like maybe half a second longer than that, but everyone was together, so I guess it's okay. Good lamp. I know this is hard, especially when there's a lot going on, but try and weave in time to throw damage, right? Like you almost can't miss on the Rhine at this range, right? So even if like you flick and you like hit a shield or something, or you miss your headshots or whatever, just make sure that like when you right click, you also left click right behind it, right? So like this should be like right click, left click, right? So like right click, left click, right click, left click, right? Just like you can't miss the heal, right? And you can't miss this Rhine. So like just do both, right? Don't be fancy. Don't try to hit this guy. Don't try to hit this guy. Just try and get as much damage as you can, as much pressure on this Rhine as you can to stop him from hitting your Rhine, and that actually acts as like healing for your Rhine, right? Yeah, I mean you can just do both, right?
Get in here.
Like here, you just pure healing here when you don't have to, right? I mean, that was good, right? You shot, there was nothing there, right? But you still tried to shoot, right? That's what matters. As long as you're constantly thinking about that, even if you're shooting the air, I don't care, right? Because eventually you'll get better at it, right? But the most important thing is you're trying to shoot. Right, so that, again, you try to shoot here. You realize your Rhine's healthy, you can just full on shoot, right? Heal, this should be a shoot, right? You can't miss the Orisa. Orisa, like, how are you gonna miss that? Just shoot, and then like heal, and then shoot, right? Even if you missed and you shot the air, I wouldn't care, right? As long as you tried.
Got you good as new ultimate is champion.
Watch the fire. So, this is a really important side note. One of Bap's like, the weird things about his kit is because his heal is like the grenade launcher, I don't know thing. His healing is like better up to targets up close to him, like immobile heroes that like don't move a lot, right? Whereas like Ball, Monkey, less so, but like still Monkey, Tracer, like Echo, like Bap just doesn't heal them very well, right? But if it's like but when it comes to his gun is hit scan, right? So his gun is really good at shooting these people that are playing off angles, right? People far away from him, right? So if this guy chilling over here, right? You can just like shoot them with your gun. So the important thing to understand about Bap is like a lot of his buttons are like defensive based, right? Or so it's like his shift is just healing, right? Plus it's mostly self heal, but it also serves some healing for your team. And then his E is like, you know, more sustain. Your team just can't die when you're pressing E, right? But your gun is like how you actually like help win angles, right? Is you just poke them, right? So if the fire is like up here, right? That's your priority, right? Because your team isn't likely going to take a lot of damage that you can't respond to in a reasonable amount of time, right? from right here, especially when their team's back there, right? So if you know that, right, don't even look at your team. Look at this guy, right? This guy is the priority. This fire over here, that's shooting you, right? Don't give him any free shots on you, and shoot this guy back and make him back off, right? Especially when he doesn't have a pocket. I don't know why they didn't play Mercy here, but just shoot this guy as much as you can, right? And try not to, and that way you're also watching him, so you're less likely to get hit by rockets, right? But don't get caught up and just like healing your team. That's not important. If my sim takes damage, just spam like that. I do shift to heal them and me and keep shooting fire. Yeah, I mean you can. Like it's unlikely a fight's gonna happen next 13 seconds. Especially if you take damage, like shift, right? Don't be afraid to shift. But if it like it's just a sim, right? Just take like a second, duck around a corner, heal your sim, then go back and shoot, right? But if both you take damage, by all means, just press shift and then go back to shooting the Pharah. Alright, so, I was about to say I didn't like this movement, but I guess you're trying to dodge the Pharah, so I guess this is fine. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Good window. I want this lamp a bit closer up though. I know this is mostly for your yeah, boop Monka W. But I know this is mostly for your sim, right? But like your Rhine is like trying to push on the window, right? So you just put the window right here, right? Where it can't easily be shot for someone sitting here trying to use the window. And then your Rhine's invincible and just kills everyone on the window, right? So this is it's good that you use the window here, right? So it's good that you not the window, the lamp. It's good that you're thinking to use the lamp. But now the next step is like placement, right? Where do you actually put the lamp? Right? This is okay, right? This is better, right? So that's the next step here. Yeah. See how efficient your gun is at this, right? Like you only hit a couple shots, and that fire is already considering leaving. Yep. And now the fire's gone. And that's just what you, oh crap, that's awkward. But that's what you constantly want to be thinking about, right? See a guy on an off angle, you shoot him, right? If you have time, right? Because like what happens for BAP oftentimes is like if you're standing here, for example, you need to shoot your teammates first because you need to heal them, and then you shoot whoever you can shoot easiest after that. So it's less about the angle, more who can find the time to shoot. Because turning 60 degrees to your left to shoot a guy over there is very hard compared to just shooting this guy and then turning slightly and shooting that guy, right? So, but during these poke situations where there's not a whole lot going on, that's when you have the time to really poke angles, right? Yeah, see, so much pressure, just shooting, doing both. This is pretty good overall. Also, pay attention to audio cues. Your Junkrat took an extra rocket there when he was getting healed, and you could hear it. Probably, but like he doesn't like shift is like not very good for healing your team anymore. In terms of like, I'll just read the question out loud. I think you could use shift more often to heal team. So the thing about shift is like it does feel it got nerfed to 15 healing per second on people who aren't you. So it's like 75 healing. So it's like literally one grenade. So like it's good to use if like you just like you can't keep up, right? Like your team is just like taking too much damage and like that little bit will help. But in terms of like actual output, the shift is pretty bad. So it's better to use it as like more of a self heal than like a team heal these days. Right here. Hang on, missed it. Just listen to the audio of like when you're healing this junk. Do you hear that go down when you're healing him? That means he got shot while he was getting healed by it. So like, I know it's hard to pay attention in the moment, and I assume you're also pressing tab right now. But if you do hear that, like just take another look at your Junkrat. He's probably missing some health. Wires crossed. Don't worry about it. Happens to everyone. Again, like when you're healing down here and there's someone standing right outside the door lined up with your Rhine, like just take your free shot, right? Heal your Rhine, shoot the shot, right? Right click, left click. Super easy rhythm. Ah! Wires crossed again. Block. That shift is not the best. I'm pretty sure you missed your Rhine there. It's also like again, like it's better for a self heal button than a team heal button, right? So if you just look at your range on the shift, right, it's very short. Right, this is your range on the shift. It's so small. It's so tiny. So like you just gotta know the range, right? So first of all, like I don't think your right needs a shift, but second, if you want to hit the shift, make sure like you actually hit the shift, because not having it, if you get shot by something, is like very unlucky. Right, so now you could really use shift, but instead you have to lamp yourself, right? And the lamp, again, the placement not the best. It's in the open, right? You're getting some value and giving it to your teammates, but like it's not the best. And this forces out like a kind of early beat from your Lucio. Oh, Pharah. Right, shift right now would be amazing, right? You're missing health. These guys all around you are missing health, right? WTF is their window? I missed it. What was happening? Did I use it? Oh, wait. Oh. Whoopsies. I see now. Yes. That's a pro tier window, to be honest. I've never seen better in my life. No one would ever expect a window like that. Again, like, see, like how you almost died because you didn't have a shift like earlier, right? Again, just be careful with your shift usage, because it's more to keep you alive than to keep other people alive, or like keep up with healing when there's a lot of people around you who are all dying at the same time. And this pretty neatly hit the bill on both of them. Kept getting booped. Alright, Bap diff. Confirmed. Oh, later. Alright, let's watch your Bap on Control Center. Hey, Pineapple's back.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Teleporter online.
Alright. Alright, so when this happens, there's a very fast decision you have to make, right? It's not necessarily an easy decision, but you need to decide whether or not you can stay in the hallway, right? Or whether or not you want to come out, right, and start like playing like wide, right? So if you stack here, right, then if you need to drop, you can drop, right? And then if you need to jump, you can jump and still provide healing and shooting, right? But this is like a much more aggressive, greedy angle, which lets you get more left clicking. And then you can still heal, right? And then presumably your Ryan will push out on this side, right? And your Sig will play here, right? And now you're setting like a big concave on this dark room door, right? And like we did this in later fights, right? When we had control, but you need to make the decision now on whether or not you can do this. Again, there's not really a right or wrong answer here because this is very hard and requires the team to do certain things as well, right? But it's a decision that I guess like you need to be aware of that you can make, because I'm pretty sure you just sit here the whole time. Right, this is a good shift, right? Because you're literally not keeping up with him, right? In terms of the damage he's taking, right? So that shift is fine. Or you can use lamp, right? You can use an early lamp, put it behind the wall, let your Ryan trade, right? And then when the lamp's about to die, then you use a shift, right? That's not you. That's not you either. There we go. That lamp's okay. Again, in an ideal world, the lamp would be like right here, but I don't think it matters too much. When there's not great lamp corners, then like it's more important to use it than to like get their timing right, than to get the placement right.
Amplification matrix charging. This is gonna make you feel better. You're fully hit. My ultimate is charging.
Alright, so I think you've got the rhythm backwards. I think this is part of what's causing you issues with like your left click, right click stuff. I can't do English. Is that you're trying to left click and then you're trying to right click. And it's just kind of clunkier, right? For a lot of people, like the animation on right click cancels like a lot faster into the left click than the other way around, I think. And it makes it easier to do both because like you just like shoot your heal and then you go back to aiming, right? And then you just shoot your heal and go back to aiming. Or in situations where the heal is harder, you shoot the heal, right? You aim the heal, you shoot it, and then you flick and do some random shot in a general direction, hope you hit something, and then go back to aiming your heal, right? And I think just generally starting with the heal makes it a little bit easier than the opposite. But like it feels like you're trying to start with shooting, so that as a result, when you're trying to heal somebody, you only heal them because you can't take the time to aim in between, right? So I'll show you. I'll show you an example after this. So I don't have to go back in here and find the spot again. But again, like this lamp would be a lot better, like right here, right here. This would be perfect, right? Oh, he's on your left. You saw him. I guess there's a lot of stuff going on. Right, so like, see how like you're not even trying to take a shot in this time? Like when you heal, just flick in the general direction, throw some shots, see what happens, right? But you gotta remember to do that. And like again, I think the rhythm for you is a little bit backwards right now. Which is why when you shoot, you kind of just only shoot. This is a 2.9k scrim. This would be a pretty good, decent shift, by the way, because the Doomfist just flew over your head, and he's like very low. And chances are you'll probably get him. Good lamp. Again, placement could be slightly better, but that one is much harder in timing-wise, so I don't really mind. Don't forget to heal while you're shooting, right? Like, even if you shoot like just generally at the person you're shooting at. If you heal just generally the direction you're shooting at, you'll probably also heal someone useful. Alright, the rest of this map I remember is kind of a roll, so we'll just watch it though. Speed sliders, please. Alright. Alright. At a point like this, you need to call very vocally, or somebody does. It's easier for you to do it, but in some cases your Ryan may have like made up his mind on which side he wants to play anyways. So you just need to like talk to each other on which side of this wall you guys want to play, right? That's really important. But yeah, either you can call it, or your Ryan can decide by like charging which side of the wall he's going to play, right? And then you stack with him as best you can. That lamp was fine. Didn't work out, but like the effort was fine. It was there. Oh, that's what I see. What you mean now when you say you jumped over a shatter. All right, so real quick before I end this, let me hit the training range real quick. So what I'm talking about, I guess, is like when you shoot heal, it's kind of hard.
All better.
Okay, so do you see that delay, right? So if you shoot, heal. So if I just hold down the two buttons, that's as fast as I can do it, right? So the second shot comes out really early, and it can be, oh, I like for a second. I don't know if my stream like stuttered. But that can be like difficult sometimes, right? To like aim the heal while you're doing that, right? So like that's hard, right? But it's a lot easier to just like heal shoot, right? And even though I miss, right, I'm not losing any time, right? Or if I have time, right? Because like there's a like the shoot is faster, like that's just faster than the heal, right? In terms of like the rate of fire. So if I want to aim the shots, right, and I have a really easy heal, right, I can just do like shoot. I can aim. I can line it up, and I almost will never miss that heal, right? Even though I just missed it. We're not gonna talk about that. So like I can shoot, right? I can heal, right? Right, and I can aim if I really want to line these shots up. I hit my keyboard. If you really want to line the shots up, right, you can do that, right? But like this is a really extreme example because it's like I don't know 90 degrees or something. What's a better example? I don't know. Like this. This is like a shot that like I'm not really gonna miss this heal, right? So I can take the time to like line up these shots and do that. But if I'm in a situation where I need to spam, right? Say that's a Reinhardt, right? I just shoot, right? And then I'm focusing more on aiming my next heal to make sure it lands, right? Right. So there's a bit of flexibility with the timing, right? But like this is why healing first is a little bit better, because there's a bit more flexibility with it. Because like again, the shot comes out faster than the other way around. I'm not sure I described that very well. I've never really thought about it too much. I've just always been like healing first. Is it a bit delayed? Does that sound delayed? Oh my god, that's so annoying. I'll I'll restart the stream after this then. Okay. But overall, in conclusion, for your Mercy, actually I already kept your Mercy. Hang on. For your BAP, your lamps are actually pretty good. The main thing is like placement now. That's the next step. Like you're getting much better about like when to use lamp and how to use lamp. You just need to like put it down in the right spots now, or like more defensive locations, more defended locations. There's a time and place for when you just need to slap it down, right? But sometimes like when you have the ability to, you want to put it in a good spot, right? Your windows are okay. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about there. And then your shift usage again, like understand that the range is pathetic. That's as far as it goes, right there. And then also the healing per second on teammates is very low, so you want to use it mostly for yourself as a self heal button. And if you or when your team is like so far like down on healing that like all healing is useful, right? And you're relatively grouped at the same time, so you don't have to compromise your positioning to like get to them, right? Yeah. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. And if you get disappointed in this video, DM me what 6 times 0 equals. All right.